Hi everyone, so today in this video we are going over the chapter 1 of class 9, matter in our surroundings. So when we look at our surroundings, we see a large variety of things with different shapes, sizes and textures. So whenever we see our surrounding, we are going to see some different objects surrounding us, right? So they are made up of you're going to see the objects are of different shapes and size, and the texture is also different. Everything in this universe is made up of material which scientists have named matter. So scientists said that everything that surrounds us is made up of matter. So whatever the objects or the air or the environment, the surroundings which completely we are going to see is made up of a thing called as what? Matter. The air we breathe, the food we eat, stones, clouds, stars, plants and animals, even a small drop of water or a sand particle, each thing is a matter. So exactly what I said is nothing but everything that surrounds us is made up of matter. We can also see as we look around that all the things mentioned above occupy space, that is volume and have mass. So if we keep a pen on the table, we are going to observe that the pen has been occupied some space. So in the same way, whatever we are going to keep or whatever we are going to see around the surrounding, that occupies space. Okay, and it is having some volume and also the mass, weight. Okay, since early times, human beings have been trying to understand their surroundings. Early Indian philosophers classified matter in the form of five basic elements, the Panch Tattva. So, uh, in our adult times only, the human beings what they said that matter is classified in the form of five basic elements. What are those five basic elements called as air, earth, fire, sky and water? So these are the five basic elements through which the matter is made up of, according to the early people or early times or the olden philosophers they said, and they call that as the Panch Tattva. Okay, Panch means five. Okay, so here the five things are air, water, fire, sky and earth. Okay. According to them, everything living or non-living was made up of these five basic elements. According to the old philosophers, everything is made up of these five basic things. Okay. Ancient Greek philosophers had arrived at a similar classification of matter. Now, modern day scientists, what they have evolved two types of classification of matter based on their physical properties and chemical properties. So nowadays, the modern scientists, what they said, matter is made up of, or it is classified based upon two things. One is physical property, another one is chemical property or chemical nature. So let us see. In this chapter, we shall learn about matter is based on its physical properties. Chemical aspects of matter will be taken up in subsequent chapters. So here in this chapter we are going to learn more basically upon the physical properties of the matter, and the chemical aspects or the chemical nature of the matter we are going to learn in our next chapters. So let us go for this physical nature of matter. So what is the physical nature of matter? What is exact the meaning of physical nature? That means how it looks. Okay, when we see an object, how it is going to look. It is in a rectangle shape, or it is in square shape, or it is in circle. Okay, or it is shapeless. Okay, so particular thing is having certain shape. Okay, that is identified by the physical nature. We are going to say. Okay, how it is looking, or the size, whether it is small or big. We can say by seeing only, right? These are the things which we can see by seeing it. So we can call these characters as the physical things or physical characters or the physical nature of a matter. For a long time, two schools of thought prevailed regarding the nature of the matter. One school believed matter is to be continuous like a ball of wood, block of wood, whereas the other thought that the matter was made up of particles like sand. Let us perform an activity to decide about the nature of a matter. Is it continuous or particulate? So they are saying that according to few people, matter is a continuous block like wooden. Okay, so that means what? It is continuously just like a wooden. Okay, there is no gap. They are saying, and few they are saying that it is made up of few particles like sand. Okay, it is made up of some particles that are built just together to form a matter. They are saying it. So let us do some activity so that we are going to understand which is the right one. Okay. So here what we have to do, we have to take a 100 ml beaker. So we have to take one beaker as shown in the figure here. Okay. Fill the beaker with water and mark the level of water. So you have to fill this beaker with water and you have to mark the level of the water. Okay. So I can say the beaker is half. Okay. Now dissolve some salt or sugar with the help of a glass rod. So glass rod is nothing but a rod-like thing which is made up of glass only. It's just like your glass items you are going to see, right? So a rod-like thing. Uh, why we are not using any spoon? Because they are going to react. So that's the reason. Instead of the spoons or some other metals or anything, we are going to use glass rod here. Observe any change in water level. So what we have to do, we have to mix a sugar or a salt in it, and we have to mix with the glass rod. What happens? We have to observe the level of the water. What do you think has happened to the salt? So do you able to see the level has been increased or decreased? No, right? The water level is same here, but the salt or the sugar which we added that has been dissolved. Yes or no? Only salt or the sugar has been dissolved, but the water level does not increase. Does the level of water change? They are asking. In order to answer these questions, we need to use the idea that matter is made up of particles. So just to answer this, just consider the that matter is made up of particles. Okay, what was there in the spoon? What was there in the spoon exactly? We have taken a sugar or a salt right here. Salt or sugar we have taken. Has now spread throughout the water. So has now spread throughout the water. So the salt which is present in the spoon that has been spread completely into the water. Okay. So this is illustrated in figure 1.1 they are saying. Okay. So here why do we consider matter is made up of particles? Because sugar or salt is in the form of crystal shape, right? Just like the sand or something. So that has been dissolved in the water. So let us keep this activity aside and let us go for. So from this activity we can say that uh, we can conclude that matter is made up of small particles. Okay, so if the matter is made up of particles, how small are these particles? They are, we cannot say the particles are big because whenever the salt is dissolved in water we are not able to see the salt. Okay, that means it has been dissolved. So we can say that matter is made up of small particles. So how small these particles will be there, we are going to understand this by activity 1.2. So here what you have to do, you have to take 2 to 3 crystals of potassium permanganate and dissolve them in 100 ml of water. So here potassium permanganate you are going to take. Okay, just like the powder like thing will be there, and you have to dissolve that in the 100 ml of water. Okay, so take about approximately 10 ml of solution and put it in 90 ml of clear water. So now we have dissolved potassium permanganate in 100 ml of water, right? So the color has been changed to pink color. Okay, now we have to take from this 100 ml of liquid solution, 10 ml you have to take it, okay, in a test tube. Take 10 ml of this solution and put it into another 90 ml of water. So if I add 90 ml of water plus 10 ml of solution, what happened? 100 ml is completed here. I have added this 10 ml to this 90 ml of water, right? Clear solution. Yeah, that means clear water. So keep diluting the solution like this 5 to 8 times. So again, this solution you are going, from this solution you have to take 10 ml again. And you are going to add this 10 ml to 90 ml clear water. Okay, here the solution, if you observe the image, the solution here it is dark in color. Okay, this is water only. Okay, only water here. After adding potassium permanganate, the solution has become pink in color. Okay, dark pink in color. When you slightly take 10 ml of water and add into another 90 ml of water, the color has been faded out. That means it has been lightened up. Okay, why it has been lightened up? Let us go for this. This experiment shows that just a few crystals of potassium permanganate color a large volume of water. Okay, so we conclude that there must be millions of tiny particles in just one crystal of potassium permanganate, which keep on dividing themselves into smaller and smaller particles. Ultimately, a stage is reached when the particles cannot divide further into smaller particles. The same activity can be done using 2 ml of Dettol instead of potassium permanganate. The smell can be detected even uh, on repeated dilution. So here what they meant to say, the particles are very much small. Okay, the matter particles are very small, we cannot see through our eyes. So if you see the image here, it has been lightened up. Even if we continue this thing for another round, what happens, at one stage we are going to see clear solution of water again, right? So they are saying that the particles are very much small, that they are going to divide it continuously. Okay, so you can repeat this experiment with the Dettol solution, but the smell will be present. You are going to see the smell. Okay, so this is the um, activities to understand how matter is. So matter is in a particle form, and the particles are so tiny that they are not in on our imagination. So particles of matter are very small, they are small beyond our imagination. Got it? So thank you for watching the video. For more videos, please subscribe, share and like the video.